He's just a guy. Yeah, he's only one guy. But you're tuned on in on your radio to the Jazzman Josh one-man theater show. He's just a guy. Yeah, he's only one guy. But you're tuned on in on your radio to the Jazzman Josh one-man theater show. I'm just a guy. That's right, I'm only one guy. But you're tuned on in on your radio to the Jazzman Josh Theater Show. Yeah. Good evening, folks. I'm your host, Jazzman Josh, with the Jazzman Josh One-Man Theater Show. And tonight, we are going to be finishing Romeo and Juliet, starting on Act 5. And with that, let's get right into it. Act 5, Scene 1, Mantua, a street. Enter Romeo. If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet is love itself possessed when one owes... When but love's shadows are so rich in joy. Enter Balthazar, booted. News from Verona! How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well. Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part within angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir. Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou know'st my lodging get me ink and paper, and hire post-horses. I will hence tonight. I do beseech you, sir. Have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure. Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar? No, my good lord. No matter. Get thee gone, and hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Exit Balthazar. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift. To enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which last I noted, in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows, culling of simples, meager were his looks. Sharp misery had worn him to the bones. And in his needy shop a tortoise hung, an alligator stuffed, and other skins of ill-shaped fishes, and about his shelves a beggarly account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, bladders, and musty seeds, remnants of packthread, and old cakes of roses, were thinly scattered to make up a show. Nothing this penury to myself, I said, and if a man did need poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, this same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it to me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What? Ho, apothecary! Enter apothecary. Who calls so loud? Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold, there is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from the fatal cannon's womb. Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them. Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness, and fearst to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thine eyes, contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it, and take this. My poverty, but not my will, consents. I pay thee poverty, and not thy will. Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off, and if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight. There is thy gold, worst poison to men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayst not sell. I sell thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee. Exit. Scene 2. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar John.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother, ho!
Enter Friar Lawrence.
This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or, if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
You know, I just gave Friar John a voice. I don't remember what I did. It was like,
Holy Franciscan, okay. Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me here in this city visiting the sick, and finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again, nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood! The letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Friar John, go hence. Get me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Friar John exits.
Now must I to the monument alone? Within 3 hours will fair Juliet wake? She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents, but I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Exits. Scene 3. A churchyard. In it, a tomb belonging to the Capulets. Enter Paris, and his page bearing flowers and a torch.
Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I would not be seen under yonder yew trees lie thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm with digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, as signal that thou hearst something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee go.
The page aside.
I'm almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventures.
The page retires.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will dew, or wanting that with tears distilled by moans, the obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep.
The page... I accidentally skipped a page, hang on.
Okay. Nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep.
The page whistles.
The boy gives warning. Something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What? With a torch? Muffle me. Night, a while.
The page, Paris retires. Enter Romeo and Balthazar with a torch, mattock, and...
Give me that mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter early in the morning. See thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light upon thy life, I charge thee. Whatever thou hearst or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face,
but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment, therefore hence be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry in what I further shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint to joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my attempts are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers or the roaring sea. I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you. So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that, live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow. Balthazar aside. For all this time, I'll hide my hair about. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt. Balthazar retires. Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food. Romeo opens the tomb. Paris says, This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died, and here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Paris comes forward. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die. I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee, I beseech thee, youth. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone. By heavens, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against that myself. Stay not, be gone. Live and hereafter say, a bad man's mercy bade thee run away. So, now is the part of the show where I break the fourth wall, and what happens next is a booth play. So that's what we're going to do now. I hope you're all ready to hear Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillaz.
Jackson DeCarlo here. You're listening to 88.9 FM.
The voice of Fredonia.
Hey Siri, what should I listen to?
You should listen to WCVF FM 88.9 The Voice.
Does it have variety?
WCVF has variety. It is whatever those Fredonia College kids and community members decide to put on the air.
That sounds freaking amazing. Thanks, girl.
All right, folks, and we are back once again. I am your host, JazzmanJosh, with the JazzmanJosh one-man theater show. This is Act 5 of Romeo and Juliet, and we are currently at the part where Romeo is going to go into Juliet's tomb, and Paris confronts him, and they are about to fight. A madman's mercy bade thee run away. I do defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon here. Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy. They fight.
Oh, Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
Page exits.
Oh, I am slain.
Paris falls.
If thou be merciful, open the tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
He dies.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris, what said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand. One writ with me in misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern, slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there by a dead man interred.
Laying Paris in the tomb. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath. hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt liest there in thy bloody sheet. Oh, what more favor can I do to thee, than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes that look your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips, oh, you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once run on, the dashing rocks thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. Romeo drinks the poison. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die. Romeo dies. Enter, at the other end of the churchyard, Friar Lawrence with a lantern, crow, and spade.
Saint Francis be my speed! How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Balthazar says,
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, that what torch is yond that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls, as I discern, it burns in the Capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death, if I did stay to look on his attents.
Then stay, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me, so much I fear some ill unlucky thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo!
Friar Lawrence advances.
Alack, alack! What blood is this which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? What means these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace?
Friar Lawrence enters the tomb.
Romeo! Oh, pale! Who else? What? Paris too? And steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Juliet wakes. But not until after another booth play. Are y'all ready to hear the next song that we will be playing? That which is Teenage Fantasy by Georgia Smith.
You can't get enough of WCVF 88.9, can you? Well, in that case, you should check us out on the Fredonia Radio YouTube channel. We upload some of our weekly shows, as well as some exclusive content. Listen to the new stuff, as well as the old. Search Fredonia Radio on YouTube and subscribe now.
All right, folks, and we are back. Just heads up, you are listening to WCVF 88.9 FM, the campus and community voice of Fredonia. And I am JazzmanJosh of the JazzmanJosh one-man theater show. We are currently in Act 5, the final act of Romeo and Juliet. And we just got to the part where Paris and Romeo fought. Friar Lawrence found them dead, and Juliet is gonna wake up right now.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo?
Noise within.
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. thy husband in thy bosom where there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet.
Noise again.
I dare no longer stay. Go, get thee hence, for I will not away.
Exit Friar Lawrence. Oh, as it would turn out, I thought I added a song to this. All right, we'll play it. That's the right music. Here we go. Wow, that's a shame.
What's here? A cup, and close in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Happily some poison yet doth hang on them, to make dye with restorative.
She kisses him.
Thy lips are warm, thy lips...
First watchman from within.
Lead, boy. Which way?
Yeah, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger.
She snatches Romeo's dagger.
This in thy sheath.
She stabs herself.
There, rust, and let me die.
She falls on Romeo's body and dies. Enter the watch. The page of Paris.
This is the place there where the torch doth burn. The ground is bloody. Search about the courtyard. Go, some of you, where you find attached. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. Who here hath slain these 2 days buried? Go, tell the prince. Run to the Capulet. Raise up the Montagues. Some others search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Re-enter some of the watch with Balthazar. The second watchman says,
Here's Romeo's man! Here's Romeo's man! We found him in the churchyard. Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Re-enter others of the watch with Friar Lawrence. Third watchman.
Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We undertook this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard side. A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
Enter the prince and attendants. You know, Prince hasn't been in one of these episodes for a while. Like, it's been several weeks. I don't remember what voice I did for him. I do not remember what voice I gave to Prince, so he's probably going to get a new voice just now.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and others. Capulet says,
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
Lady Capulet,
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument. What fear is this which startles in our ears? Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and killed. Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. Here's the friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs. Oh, heavens! Oh, wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mista'en, for, lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it is missheathed in my daughter's bosom. Woe me! The sight of death is a bell that warns my old age to a sepulture.
Enter Montague and others.
Come, Montague, for thou art really...
I already forgot Prince's voice, and it's ruining the moment.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Sir Montague.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine? Look, and thou shalt see. Oh, thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave? Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, so that we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then will I be general of your woes and lead you even to death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say it at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage days was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom for the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed then would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I to her, so tutored by my arts, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help and take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris, true Romeo, dead. She wakes, I entreated her come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience, but then a noise did scare me from the tomb. And she, too desperate, would not go with me, but, as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
Balthazar, whom I already forgot the voice, gosh darn it.
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death. Going in the vault, I departed not, and left him there. Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
Page says,
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes with one light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings on her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to his vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet? Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love? And I, for what ye get your discords to, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. But I give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold. That while Verona by that name is known, there shall be no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Capulet.
Capulet's voice.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming
peace this morning with it brings, the sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
And so, we lay our scene at the very end in fair Verona, From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood made civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers took their lives, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parent strife, the fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which, but their children's end naught could remove, is now the end of the several episodes traffic of our stage. Thank you very much for tuning in to the JazzmanJosh One Man Theater Show. I've got a little bit more time left for this hour, so I think I'll just play some music. Once again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in and following this story. It has been my great honor to present this to you. Just a reminder, you can listen online. You can find me on Spotify, on YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts. And I can't wait to bring you another show for next semester. Thank you very much.